Hello, welcome to the class of pharmacology and toxicology. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the syllabus of pharmacology and toxicology. Firstly, you should know that what is meant by pharmacology. Pharmacology is the scientific study of the nature, origin, chemistry, effect, and use of the drugs. Pharmacology is mainly divided into two branches. First one is pharmacokinetic study and the second one is pharmacodynamic study. Pharmacokinetic study means what the body does to the drug, means that what changes body makes to the drug, that is whether it performs the absorption, distribution, metabolism or excretion. Pharmacokinetic study is also known as ADME study, which means absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. The second branch of pharmacology or second side of pharmacology is pharmacodynamic study. Pharmacodynamic study means what drug does to the body, what type of changes are bring out in the body due to the absorption or metabolism, excretion of the drug. That means pharmacodynamic is the study of what drug does to the body. Second is toxicology. The name itself suggests that it is the branch of science dealing with the unwanted or adverse effect of the drugs or chemical. In this regard, the first chapter is Introduction to the Pharmacology. In this chapter, we are going to see the definition of pharmacokinetics study and pharmacodynamic study, which I have already told to you. Next, we are going to study the scope of pharmacology, then the introduction to the various routes of administration of drug, which you might be studied in the pharmaceutics in the first year, like oral, parenteral, in the oral, sublingual, in the parenteral, subcutaneous, intravenous, intramuscular, likewise. Then we are going to discuss the ADME of the drug, which means absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. Then the various processes and factors which are affecting the absorption. We are going to study the various factors which are affecting the absorption, metabolism, excretion of the drug. Then we are going to study the general mechanism of drugs action and their factors which may be useful in modifying these drugs action. And next we are going to discuss the classification of various drugs. Also, we are going to discuss the drugs acting on various systems, like firstly, drugs acting on central nervous system. First is general anesthetics. These type of drugs are mostly used in case of surgery, operation or plaster. These are the drugs which make the patient unconscious. In Marathi, we can tell as bhul dene. Bhul dene. These type of drugs are anesthetics. Next is analgesic and antipyretic drugs. Analgesic means the pain relieving and antipyretic means the fever relieving drugs. Next we are going to study the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like narcotic analgesic. These are the drugs which relieves the inflammation in the body. Next is anti-rheumatic and anti-gout remedies. The diseases we are studied in the first year human anatomy, that rheumatoid arthritis and gout are the diseases or disorders related to the skeletal system. In this year we are going to study the drugs or agents which can cure this rheumatic rheumatoid arthritis and gout, which are known as anti-rheumatic. Anti means opposite to that drug, that condition. Here anti-rheumatic means the drugs which are against the rheumatoid arthritis, and anti-gout means the drugs which are against the gout. Next we are going to study the sedatives and hypnotics. Sedatives and hypnotics are the drugs which are which induces the sleep or laziness in the person, which are directly acting on the central nervous system. So they are placed under the drugs acting on central nervous system. Later we are also going to study the anticonvulsant, analeptics, and centrally acting muscle relaxant drugs. Also the Parkinson condition we are studied. Parkinson is a disorder which is related with the central nervous system. The drugs acting on this Parkinson disease we are going to study in this pharmacology and toxicology. Also we are going to study in detail pharmacology or mechanism of action of these anti-Parkinson agents. Next is the local anesthetics. Local means the effect of these anesthetics is related to the particular area. Suppose if your hand is broken down, then we are giving you the local anesthetic. VR means the surgeons will give you the local anesthetics which induces the effect only with your hand, and the rest of body will not be anesthetic. So the local anesthetic induces the effect on particular area. Next is the drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. We are already studied the autonomic nervous system. In these sympathetic or parasympathetic, two types are there: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Depending upon that, to increase sympathetic or suppress the sympathetic tone, we are using the various types of drugs. Same is with the case of parasympathetic nervous system. To increase the parasympathetic tone or to decrease the parasympathetic tone, we are going to administer the some kind of drugs which are given here. Cholinergic drugs which increases the cholinergic tone of the body. Next is anticholinergic drugs which decreases or suppresses the cholinergic system. Next is anticholinesterase agents which are useful in the to increase the cholinergic tone of the body. Next are the same with the case of adrenergic drugs, which they are also going to suppress or increase the adrenergic tone of the body. Next are neuronal blockers, ganglionic blockers which are useful in the CNS. Next is neuromuscular blockers which blocks the neuromuscular junctions in the synthesis CNS. Next is the myasthenia disease, drugs used in the myasthenia gravis. Myasthenia gravis is a autoimmune disorders related with the CNS. In this regard, we are going to study the drugs acting on in useful in the case of myasthenia gravis. Next, we are going to study the drugs acting on the eyes, like mydriatic drugs, and the one condition or the disease we are studied already in the human anatomy, that is glaucoma. So closed angle or open angle glaucoma, for that the drugs used in glaucoma we are going to study in the this pharmacology and toxicology subject. Next is drugs acting on respiratory system. To to stimulate the respiratory system, respiratory stimulants drugs are used, while bronchodilators, nasal decongestant, these are the drugs useful in the asthma patient. Bronchodilators means the drugs which dilates the bronchi and increases the amount of or intake of the air inside the lungs. Nasal decongestant, expectorant, and antitussive agent, these are the various agents used in the respiratory system or to treat the diseased condition in the respiratory system. Next is autocoids. Autocoids are the biological factors which acts like the local hormones. Local hormones like effect is induced by the autocoids. For that purpose, the autocoids are used in the person which in which the local hormones are not secreted particularly. So physiological role of histamine, serotonin like hormone is going to discuss in this chapter. Next is histamine and antihistamine. Histamine is also a hormone and antihistamines means the drugs against the histamine. Next is cardiovascular drugs. These are the drugs which are affecting the cardiovascular system, mainly the heart. In this, we are going to study antiarrhythmic drugs or antiarrhythmic agents. These are the agents useful in the arrhythmia like cases. Anti-anginal agent. Next is anti-anginal agent. These are the agents useful in the angina pectoris like conditions. Next is antihypertensive. Next is antihypertensive agents. Antihypertensive agents means the agents which are used to suppress the hypertension, which are used to hypertension to decrease the hypertension. These agents are used. Next is peripheral vasodilators, means except the heart, the all other arteries are dilated. These drugs are known as peripheral vasodilators and drugs used in the atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is the condition or disease which causes the heart attack. Next, drugs acting on the blood and blood forming organs. Hematinics, coagulants, anticoagulants. These In this chapter we are going to study the coagulants and anticoagulant agents, which means coagulants are the agents which increases the process of coagulation, means the coagulation time will be less, while the anticoagulant agents are useful to prevent the heart attack. In this, the coagulation time will increase, that means coagulation process will slows down. Next is homeostatic, blood substitutes and plasma expanders. These are various types of therapies which are used to relieve in case of cardiovascular disorders. Next is drugs affecting renal function. Drugs which are useful in renal disorders are placed under this chapter. The first is diuretics and antidiuretics. You already know that the RAAS system, renin angiotensin aldosterone system, is directly related with the blood pressure. So in this regard, diuretics are the important agent to relieve the blood pressure. So diuretics means the drugs which increases the urine formation, and antidiuretics means the drugs which suppresses the urine formation. In which suppresses the urine formation. Diuretics are the drugs which increases urine formation, while antidiuretics are the agent which decreases the urine formation. Next is hormones and hormone antagonist. Various types of hormones are there in the body to treat hormone related disorders. We are going to study the hormones and hormone antagonist. Antagonist means the agent which are completely opposite in action with the hormone. So hypoglycemic agent which are useful in the conditions like diabetes mellitus. Next is anti-thyroid drugs which are used in case of increase in the amount of thyroid hormones. Next is the sex hormone and oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives are the drugs which are useful to prevent the pregnancy conditions. Next is drugs acting on digestive system. Various types of drugs like carminative, digestants, bitters, antacids, and drugs used in peptic ulcers are used in this chapter. The carminatives digestants are the drugs to increase the digestive power of the digestive system, while the antacids are the drugs used to suppress the acid formation in the body, so that relieves the acidity. Next are the drugs used in peptic ulcer. These are the agents used to cure the ulcers formed due to the increased amount of acid in the stomach. To treat that ulcers, the drugs, to treat that condition, these drugs are used. Next is purgatives and laxatives. These are the drugs, particular type of drugs which are used in the constipation like processes. Next is anti-diarrheal processes, which means that to cure the diarrhea, these type of drugs are used. Sometimes you need to omit the content of the GI. So for that purpose, emetics and anti-emetics drugs are used. Next is chemotherapy of microbial diseases. In these, urinary antiseptics, sulfonamides, penicillin, streptomycin, tetracycline, and other antibiotics are used. These are the all antibiotics or microbial acting agents are placed under this chapter. These may be bacteriostatic or bactericidal. Also, the chemotherapy of cancer is also discussed in this chapter, which means cancer related the drugs or antibiotics which are used to cure the cancer are placed under this chapter. Last one is disinfectant and antiseptic. The main difference in disinfectant and antiseptic is that disinfectant can be used on the inanimate object, while the antiseptics are used in the living object. So these are also we are going to discuss. Thank you.